What's good, everybody? Welcome to Sun and Pops Culture. I'm Sun.
And I'm Pops.
And, we're back from the bye week.
Welcome back.
Yep. We're back like we never left.
Yeah, it was a bye week.
Yeah, it was. Went on a little vacation.
Yeah, recharged our batteries.
Yep.
Episode 6.
Yep. And this week's drink. We started off with this week's drink. We went to the beach. I think this drink kind of reflects that, right?
It does? I guess.
I kind of associate it with the beach.
It's not Sex on the Beach. And it's not like Tequila Sunrise.
Wait, what drink is that?
This Sex on the Beach?
Yeah.
It's a drink.
Oh, okay.
Here, I got a pumpkin festival story. But anyways,
okay.
Yeah. No, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I know.
But
anything with the pumpkin festival.
Pumpkin festival back when it was on the street, nothing like it. This week's drink is a Long Island iced tea, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with this one, right, bud?
Yeah, I actually have a story with that too.
Oh my, are you gonna tell
it?
it?
You can tell your story first.
No, my story is I was like 14.
Okay, yeah.
And I was at the pumpkin festival.
No, with the Long Island.
Oh, the Long Island iced tea. There's no story about Long Island iced tea. It's about sex on the beach.
Usually you have a
Long
story
Island
with
iced teas.
With the drinks, I mean.
Somebody offered to buy me a drink one time, and I said I'll take a Long Island iced tea, and he was pretty pissed because they're never cheap. He thought I was going to order a beer or something, but that's the only Long Island story I have. I tend to stay away from them because for those of you who know, a Long Island iced tea is basically all the clears. Ounce of triple sec, ounce of gin, ounce of vodka, ounce of tequila, ounce of clear rum.
And I knew none of that.
Yeah, so you're literally just drinking 5 ounces of liquor, an ounce of simple syrup, some sours, and a splash of Coke. So that's why you'll be pretty hit after a couple of these. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be a one Long Island night for me.
Yeah.
So we'll see how you do, So here we go.
Okay.
Of course, there are no orange slices to garnish because there are never orange slices. So
never have slices.
So cheers, bud, to episode 6.
Yep.
Welcome back.
That is strong.
Mm-hmm.
I can taste it.
I've actually never made one of these before, so I think I probably could have went a little stronger on the sours and a little stronger on the Coke, but all in all, I think it's pretty good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when I actually had these when we went to Erie.
Okay. Oh, the mysterious night where you left us to meet your friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we went to a bar called Big Bar.
And
it lives up to the name. It was pretty big.
It's a big bar.
Yeah, it literally was.
Yeah.
And I was already drinking by the time we got there.
Oh, you pregame somewhere?
Of course.
Oh,
but yeah, we did.
You left us at like 9, so we had time to pregame.
It was fast.
It was
like 30 minutes. It was
shot.
Yeah, it was really fast.
Nice.
And then when we got there, though, it was like later in the night. They're like, "Want a Long Island iced tea or something?" Like,
wow.
Dilly said that, and I was like, "I never had one." He was like, "Me neither." And it was $5.
Yeah.
So we had one. I was like, "Oh my gosh, it
These
tasted like
amazing.
sweet tea or something."
Yeah.
It tasted, yeah.
Yeah.
And we got another one after that.
Yeah.
And that's what did it.
Yeah, and that was when you knew you messed up.
Yeah. No, that's really what.
You were pretty hit.
Yeah, I was sick after.
Were you really?
Yeah, I really. Yeah.
I didn't know you got sick. I never knew that.
Sick.
That's funny. Well, you came back the next day though, pretty early.
Yeah.
Well, no, about what 10:30?
No, we got breakfast the next day.
Yeah. You bounced back pretty fast. I'll give you that. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't think I ever. Now, there's another drink, kamikazes, and I think kamikazes can be a shot too, but kamikazes are a mixture of some clears as well. And I remember drinking a pitcher of kamikazes with a friend of mine at Pitt. His name was Stefan Fresenda. Yeah, he was. Look,
was he from somewhere?
No, he was from near Philly because everybody at Pitt was from near Philly. I'm from outside Philly. Like, what the fuck is outside Philly?
There is a lot of people
because Philly's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if you're from outside Philly,
Philly. It's like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's like you're from outside Pittsburgh. That could be Washington.
Mm-hmm.
That could be like Allentown. Like it's like you got a radius So yeah, he was from. His name was Stefan Facenda. I remember he was Czechoslovakian and Italian, like 50-50. He was a cool dude. I was really underage, and we went into this bar, and we were drinking Zima, which you don't know what Zima is.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Sounds like a medicine.
In the 90s, there was this clear phase. Like there was Pepsi Clear.
Yeah.
Everybody was making clear shit. So they made this clear malt liquor called Zima. And it was good. Like it really was good.
Mm.
And so we were drinking Zimas and kamikazes. And I literally like stumbled back to my room. I remember I went to the McDonald's right there on Forbes and bumped into these girls that I had met like the orientation week, and they were real cool. And I like proclaimed my love to like, it was that bad, bud. Like I was hit, and I just was like, I decided like right then that I was in love with her. And meanwhile, I just met you a week ago. Yeah. And her friend, meanwhile, was like, feeling me. So I look back now, like, man, I really played that completely wrong. Like, yeah, I remember her name too, but I'm not going to say it. But
in case she's
listening, no, but they were from like Burgerstown, bud.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like, somebody will be like, I know that bitch, and then it'll be, but so yeah, I remember that didn't go well. So yeah, Zima and kamikaze, Zima, Zima. It was everything you imagine. It almost had like a citrusy taste to it though. Yeah. Yeah,
bring back Zima.
Bro,
petition.
They tried a few years ago. Like my generation's all nostalgia, so
yeah. That's everybody.
Yeah, they bring back. But yeah, Zima was Zima. You get a 6-pack. I remember. Never mind. I could go on for a while about Zima. There were a lot of Zima stories. But,
how long was it around?
I only remember drinking it, like really drinking it, like probably for like a year, and then just like kind of. I don't know. I want to say I aged out because it's not like my palate changed. I was still underage. It just. I don't know. Stop drinking it. Then like St. Ides came out with like special brews, which were like St. Ides, which is 40. It's a malt liquor too. But they who still drinks St. Ides? Mwani. Our cousin Mwani. He still drinks St. Ides like to this day, like 20 some years later. Yeah. What up, cuz? He drinks St. Ides. And but they came out with like special brews, and they were like all these different fruit flavors, and like they had rappers on a commercial, so those were cool for a minute. And then finally, I think we just settled into drinking Old English because why not drink Oldie or OE?
Yeah, I've never had that.
Yeah, you need to drink it at least once.
No one talks highly of it.
No, so as a rite of passage. Hey, this girl I was talking to, your Aunt Sarah, they both weighed like 95 pounds. And Old English used to make a 64-ounce bottle because that's how ridiculous it was. Not a 40, a 64-ounce bottle of malt liquor, and it had handles on it. And I would watch them drink those things with two hands. Like,
is that a gallon?
64 ounces. I mean,
I don't know. That's big.
It's big, bud. It's big. So imagine,
it's not a gallon.
Imagine basically like your sister and Lexi, basically, literally, that's what it was like, holding a 64-ounce bottle like with two hands trying to drink it. It was just absurd, but they would do it. And then we would drive through Burger King because they had 99-cent Whoppers, and they would both order like 2 Whoppers. It was just crazy. But anyways, moving on. That was a long drink of the week right there.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry about that.
No, it's...
Sorry, people. It's good to be back.
Yeah. So, where'd we go? You want to talk about that?
I mean, I can.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say. I mean...
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Oh, man.
No, not a lot.
No,
Just,
no. I didn't know. I think what you're going to say, but...
No, nothing bad. We went to Ocean City, Maryland, which I finally realized... I think I realized when we were there that I'd never actually went to the beach when I was like a single male. I always went with my family, and then I went with my actual family, like when you were little. And so I was like, wow, I never, because it was like senior week, so there were like high school kids running around.
It wasn't senior week.
Well, there were
it was summer vacation.
There were mad high school girls running around like they need to put some damn clothes on. That's all I know. And I was like, wow, I never did that. Like I never like loaded up with my friends and ran to the beach and chased girls. So, but anyways, we went to Ocean City. I had a great time. I'm usually like, a 3 or 4 days and I want to go home. But this was like the first like time we went to like the beach where I was like, wow, I could really like stay. Like, and I want to, I've told you, I want to kind of make it a tradition. I know you're like moving out and stuff, but I kind of like, wow, if we could do this like annually, like get a house, get some people.
Some people will be like, Ocean City. Ugh.
It's 6 hours away.
Just Ocean City. They're like, oh,
no, I liked it. I like
it too.
Yeah,
I like Ocean City too.
Like I'm not driving 13 hours to Myrtle Beach. I'm sorry.
It's like 10. I think
It's
it was
13.
10.
I think Outer Banks is like 10.
Mm.
In any case, 6 hours in a car is like my limit. You know that. And so I just get sand and water and boardwalk food. I'm cool with 6 hours. And I mean, think about it. You had we had a snafu with our room.
Hmm? Oh yeah.
Yeah. My sister-in-law booked the rooms, and there was a miscommunication.
My mom confirmed.
And and then my wife confirmed it, and they thought they had booked suites, but they had actually just booked side rooms with double beds. So.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I
I'm
don't
sorry,
know.
Mom. I know you're listening, but how?
Yeah, and it was crazy because it said side room, 2 double beds, and like I was like hoping like that means there's a side room in our suite. That's what that means. And then like concierge was like, no, it's
side rooms, 2 double beds.
Yeah, he's like, it's on the side of the. He said it's on the side of the building, and there's 2 double beds. That's literally what it meant.
I mean,
yeah,
I didn't read it, so
that's what it said, and that's what it meant.
Yeah.
So we walk in. So
these rooms were the smallest. I've been in a handful of hotel rooms.
Yeah,
and these were the smallest hotel rooms I've ever been in.
Well,
for even a double room. It was so small.
I've been in several hotel rooms, and that literally was the smallest room I've ever been in. And it was 4 of us, and we're all adult sized.
Yeah.
And for as crazy as it sounds, though, I really enjoyed it. Like, I mean, we were only there to wind
bad.
down.
I'm not complaining.
You know? My favorite thing I keep telling everybody though is waking up and showering last. When I got in that bathroom, it looked like a bomb had gone off.
Oh,
I was like, what the hell?
For some reason, I've noticed that's like every time staying in a hotel with people.
The bomb,
like you just shower, and then like if you shower after someone, it's just a mess.
It's like a mess. It's like, yeah.
It's not like this at home. What? Or like at your house? Like why in a hotel bathroom? It's just chaos. I don't know why.
And between your mother and your sister, I had one towel. There were no washcloths.
No.
There were no face towels.
They were tried to organize some stuff, but
no, they were like bump it.
If you can relate to the hotel, man, like does that happen to you guys? Like no. Just like you make a mess.
Like because you know someone's cleaning it.
Yeah,
that has to be what it is.
There's just water. Like
water everywhere.
Yeah, it's
like
just,
you forget how the shower curtain works. Like
I don't know why. And I try not to, but you fall victim to it.
Yeah, and I was last. So every time I walked in, I was like, wow, wow, this looks like Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Bombed out, depleted, just wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for whatever reason, it still wasn't a negative experience. Yeah.
No, I'm not complaining at all.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed all of it. I really did. Like, I don't know. Like, I keep thinking about it. Like, wow, I really enjoyed that vacation. You know, and we've gone places, and I really I don't know. Yeah. And people are like, oh, it's because it was your last family vacation. I don't know.
I didn't even have that in mind.
No, that's not.
You keep saying that. I don't.
Well, no. When I do things with you now, I am definitely aware that you're not babies anymore. You know, all these moments are blessings to me. You know, say what you want. They are. You laugh, bud. But one day you'll be sitting where I'm sitting, and then you'll understand. But I wasn't like dwelling on that. I just was really trying. Like that's why I really don't take pictures of you guys anymore, because I just want to like savor it. I just like want to savor it in my head, like, you know, and I might take a picture just so that I have it, like, to look at later. But for the most part, I just kind of just try to be in a moment when we're doing stuff, just cause, you know. I mean, I remember taking you to the beach when you were like 3, and you know what my priority was? Making sure you didn't fucking drown. Like it's like just watching you, walking on the boardwalk, watching you. So it's like now I can just kind of fall back and just enjoy you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but anyways. So yeah, that was Ocean City. I had a great time. Truly had a great time. Fuck the Bay Bridge. The Bay Bridge, it serves its purpose, but it's too fucking long and it's too fucking high, and I just can't do it. So
yeah, 4.5 miles over water.
Yeah,
and you're high up.
And like this, the seagulls fly by you.
Like the Fort Pitt Bridge, it's not that high, but it's up there.
It's up there, but no, Bay Bridge is high. And there's that point where you're looking at your GPS and it's just blue.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, huh, this is it. I told you, like, your mom's driving, and I'm thinking, like, am I ever down this bridge? Like, can we ever drive off this bridge? Like, I'm trying to, like, I'm just, like, wondering, like, where did the odds?
You're literally going on an island.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. The Bay Bridge. So, yeah, that was Ocean City.
Mm-hmm.
Good times.
Fun. Boardwalk was nice.
Yeah.
The nightlife.
I had a lot of fries. I
ate those Oreos. Those fat Oreos. It was like at least 6 of them.
Well, did you eat when your aunt Chris and your uncle Chris brought those Oreos?
Yeah.
They had like 20 something.
Yeah, and I ate one, and I was like, "Oh, I knew as soon as I ate, I was like, I'm getting more of these myself
Yeah,
later."
they're bomb. Oh, shout out to my sister Chrissy and my brother-in-law Chris, my niece and nephew X-Man and Penny Lane. It's great seeing you guys. Love you guys. Miss you already. So
good family trip.
Yeah, really was. Yeah.
But we're back now.
And we're back.
Yeah.
We are back.
I know you were waiting. We're back in the studio for now, for like right this episode.
Yeah, big changes coming.
Yeah.
Big changes. If I can find some time in my schedule, we'll hopefully be ready next week.
Oh wow. I was
plan.
thinking like next year.
No, the plan is to do that like ASAP.
Wow.
Big shit popping, little
So
shit stopping.
Maybe next episode.
Maybe.
If you're watching the highlights, you'll see a change in the studio.
You'll see a change. It's been a long time coming.
So, you want to hear some news?
Give me some news, bud.
Because I got, in my opinion, I think it's funny what I wanted to tell you.
All right.
Started off. For those of you out there, Foo Fighters had a concert at Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
And they did a cover of Creep. I'm sure you all know that song.
By TLC.
Radiohead.
Oh. Sorry.
Who thinks TLC?
Me. It's Creep. It's Creep.
Everyone. Okay.
No. Survey. Survey.
Yeah.
If you hear Creep, do you think TLC or Radiohead? Go ahead.
That's actually, I do want to know that. I'm curious. Please reach out.
Please reach out and let us know. I know I can count on my man Anthony Conrad, and I know I can count on my man Sergi, and I know I can count on. They're going to all say Radiohead. All three of them are going to say Radiohead. Because
Radiohead is the more.
No. TLC is the highest selling female group of all time.
I know.
Sarah's going to say.
But Creep is.
Say
yes.
TLC.
All right. Not to sound mean, but. Look at the demographic
that's
voting for each.
Okay, well, okay, you're right. Well, then we'll see. We'll see what our fan base is. I'm saying.
All right.
Creep. Just keep it on the down low. Go ahead.
Okay, well, Foo Fighters did a cover of Radiohead's Creep.
Mm-hmm.
But they had a guest come out to sing it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
Famous comedian.
Okay. It's funny you said, because today I was listening to a podcast and somebody referenced Foo Fighters. Oh, it was Mark Bernard, and he said he felt like Dave Chappelle at a Foo Fighters concert. Say that. And I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? So he came out.
Someone, the video I saw, there was a commenter like, this feels like a dream when I'm just, when the dream's just mashing a whole bunch of characters and genres. That doesn't make sense. So, so what's his, I don't know. Foo Fighters people,
Grohl,
but
the
singer said, I know a lot of Daves in this world, but he's my favorite Dave or whatever doing this song. And Dave Chappelle walks out.
What a Newport!
He wasn't
smoking.
He had sunglasses. He might have had a drink in his hand.
That makes me want to smoke.
He might have had a cup in his hand, and Creep started playing, and he was singing like how Dave Chappelle would sing.
Mm-hmm.
His voice, but singing. And he sang like the whole song.
Yeah.
And it was Dave Chappelle singing at a Foo Fighters concert.
That's amazing. Where was the concert? Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden.
That was killer. Then that's killer.
Yeah, it had to.
Yeah.
There's the whole thing's on YouTube.
I'm going to watch it. He
sings the whole song.
I love Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. It's Dave Chappelle singing.
I love the fact that he can go, I'm Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
he came, people cheered.
Yeah.
People sang.
And he's an unapologetic smoker, which I coined that term, unapologetic smoker. And I love that about him. He smokes in this world where like it's forbidden. It's not forbidden, but it's so taboo to smoke. Yeah, but a lot of things are bad. A lot of things are terrible for you.
Smoking
a lot of things
is terrible.
Yeah. A lot of things are terrible for you that people do every day.
Can you name one?
Fried chicken?
As equivalent as to smoking.
I don't know. Well, let's see. Smoking will kill you in the long term.
It could kill you fast.
It could.
Yeah.
But it could also kill you slow. It's most likely that it... I mean, so people smoke for 30, 40 years.
I eat a piece of fried chicken. Man, 50 years, I might have high cholesterol.
I have high blood pressure and high cholesterol right now. You think it's from fried chicken or cigarettes? I've been smoking since I was 18. I've been eating fried chicken since I was like
I can't
2.
believe you're comparing fried chicken health to smoking. Smoking is terrible. There's no benefit from smoking.
There is no benefit. None was. No, actually, there is. It'll keep me from choking.
You could have said alcohol. I thought you were going to say alcohol.
Alcohol's bad too.
I know. I would have been like, okay.
Yeah, alcohol. Oh, you said okay, but because I didn't choose an example that you're okay with, you're going to argue with me.
Because you didn't choose an example that's clearly bad for you.
Okay, alcohol. No, fried chicken. Bump it. Salt.
You need salt.
Yeah, but you can have too much salt. Dave Chappelle said it. Kill more black people than guns.
You can have too much anything.
Salt. Well, I'm just saying. Cigarettes have literally kept me from punching people in the face.
Therefore, they're not bad for you.
I mean, they're not bad for other people. They help other people.
I'm just gonna look up some health statistics.
No, I know cigarettes are horrible, but no one ever talks about the fact that literally you might be ready to choke the shit out of somebody and go smoke a cigarette or do a pinch of snuff, and that nicotine calms your ass down, and suddenly somebody gets to breathe for another hour. Like seriously, that's a real thing. It's a real thing, bud. Now I will say this: I do think that my explosive temper, I always had it. I could control it better before I started smoking, and then I needed to smoke to even it out. So I think when you're not smoking or not taking the nicotine, that part of you kind of might spike a little bit more. But
you become dependent to stay calm.
What? No. Because then I'd smoke like 2 packs a day, and I didn't. Actually, I'm cigarette free. I haven't smoked. Yeah. Well, outside of when I'm doing side jobs with Prince contracting. Well, look, you were there. I hadn't smoked in 2 weeks, and we were on vacation. And somebody was like, "Here, have a cigarette." No, have one. And I said, "I haven't smoked in 2 weeks. I'm not gonna name any names." Then they went and got me a cigarette, like smoke it, and I didn't even want it. And I smoked it, but whatever.
Not to name names, you can kind of pinpoint.
Well, no, there were 8 people there. It could have been anybody.
Right.
Could have been a stranger. It was a stranger cigarette, which I was like, "Where did cigarette come from?" But anyways, yeah, cigarettes are bad for you. Anyone who doesn't smoke, I definitely wouldn't recommend starting. But for those people who still smoke, be unapologetic. Fuck them. You smoke, you smoke. Don't feel bad.
Smoking does look cool, though.
It sure fucking does. Yes, it does. Like, you should never even try cigarettes because you'll enjoy it, and then you'll be beat. You'll be like, "Dad, I smoke." I'll be like, "Oh, do you?" You think I'm joking? Like, your sister, she'll never smoke. You need to watch. Just saying. Moving on. Dave Chappelle, Foo Fighters.
Yeah, so he was at that concert. I just thought that was funny.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, remember when he showed up at the Grammys?
Well, that was planned.
But it was planned. But I'm just saying, it was like, there's Kendrick doing his thing.
Yeah, and then
just boom, smoking a Newport at the Grammys.
Yeah,
I'm Dave Chappelle. And I was just like,
I'm Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, it's just like, you don't even say anything else. Like, yes, you are. Yes, you are, Dave Chappelle. Yeah, a lot of love for that guy.
Yeah, he was feeling the music. Sure everyone was like, "Man, he's just like us." Like. He can't sing, but he's singing his heart out.
I can relate. I can relate.
Like it's like you singing.
Yeah, I can relate.
Like he had the same inflection or whatever.
Yeah. Well, see, I think in my head I sound good. Like I know I don't, but I feel like I do. But remember, where were we at? We were at the restaurant when Sunflower came on.
Yeah.
Man, if I wasn't talking, I'd have sang that whole song. I love singing that to your mom. What?
Nice. I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I know you do.
She's my sunflower. Let me say. Okay.
All right.
More notes.
Yeah. Harrison Ford. Last time we talked. Fun fact. Last time we talked about Indiana Jones, it was the 40th anniversary, and we were dissing him on that day we recorded this. So, to talk about Harrison Ford again, he injured his shoulder while rehearsing a fight scene for Indiana Jones 5.
For 4 days.
Wait, has it really been that?
They just started filming like the day we were talking. So it's been like a week.
Yeah,
it's been like a week, and he already got fucked up
rehearsing.
He's like, "Oh,
tweaked it."
They were like, "Okay, Harrison, we need you to throw this punch, and then throw. You need to throw the one.
No, you need to
throw the 2.
You need to grab this beer bottle and smack it off the table." And it was like,
hold up.
Something simple.
Oh, Harrison.
Yeah.
He's not a spring chicken, man.
I mean, he's 70 something. He's late 70s.
You know what's going to tell us hell when they show him running? Because when Samuel L. Jackson was running in Captain Marvel,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care how much you age that dude down. He is 60 plus. Like you can't. His knees were just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Seriously. I just jumped off a roof 2 days ago, and I was scared to death because I'm 45 years old. I was 2 feet off the ground.
Yeah,
everybody.
People are like, "Whoa, you jumped the roof?"
No, it's not what you think. There's a whole story behind it, and yeah, I was 2 feet off the ground. But from where I was sitting, I looked really high, and I was scared to death to jump. But anyways, I did it. I'm here now.
You jumped off a roof.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford hurt his shoulder.
I mean, I guess that's just the thing, though. I mean, he's not young. It's an action movie. No matter what you do, he's going to have to do something.
He has to do Indiana Jones stuff.
Yeah, and he's like, I mean, if Indiana Jones was a real person, he'd be sitting at home. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Get someone else to save the world.
You get his nephew, his son.
His son. Yeah,
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah. I know. Crystal Skull, boy. That movie's like
I've never seen it.
Yeah, me neither. I've seen bits and pieces of it. But you know my story. I've only watched one Indiana Jones, like from start to finish. And that was The Last Crusade, and I liked it.
People love that one.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Temple of Doom, and I thought it was okay. I've never seen Raiders.
That one is okay.
Raiders is okay?
No.
Temple of Doom. Yeah, that's the... It's like... Go ahead.
I saw it years ago, but I was like, yeah, this is... You think of it... You see an 80s movie, or you think of one, that's an 80s movie.
Indiana Jones movies are like LL Cool J records back in the day. He'd have a good one, then a okay one, then a good one, then a okay one. It was just like, it was like, we could predict it. Like, it got to the point where me and Dave were like, LL got something new come out. We're like, what was his last one? Like, oh, it's going to be bad. And it would be like, it's bad. Yeah, well, you just knew. It was like,
weird.
It was, he just couldn't get two back to back. I mean, no, I'm lying. His first two were good, and then it started. Then the rotation started, where you're like, oh, wow. Yeah, this guy can't get it together. But, yeah.
Maybe that's what happens when you make something every year.
Well, I mean, I think they were trying to eat. Like LL said, he didn't really get paid until like the late 90s, early 2000s. Like that's when he got like finally got some like real money. You know, these rappers now, they're getting paid.
They get paid from tours. Like all these artists,
you're always getting paid from tours.
Yeah, but that's where they get most of their money is tours now.
Well, back in the day, like when they did MTV Cribs and they went to Redman's house and he was living in a townhouse. Like nothing wrong with townhouses, but Redman was probably 6 albums deep.
Yeah.
You know, living in a townhouse with a broken screen door. And I thought it was a joke. And they're like, no, that's for real where he lived. Like,
why would he agree to do that?
Because he's Redman. He didn't care. Like, he didn't care. He was just like, because all the other people.
Well, that makes sense for him. I mean,
he didn't care.
No, I mean, how much money he was making with the stuff the music he was making.
Well, you know, that's the thing I think we don't realize, even to this day. Like, people see people on TV, they automatically assume that they're rich because they're on TV, but it doesn't mean shit. You're just on TV.
Yeah.
You know, half the stuff that you're doing, you're not getting paid to be there. Like, you're on David Letterman, you're not getting paid to be on David Letterman. Well, David Letterman's not a show anymore.
I feel like
if you guest on like Jimmy Fallon, they pay you?
Yeah.
You're promoting.
Maybe, I think the contract that you have.
Pays for that promotion.
Yeah.
Well, but that's that one of them things where it's like you're getting $50 million to make or $2 million to make this movie, but that covers everything, or is that extra?
I don't know.
Is it press extra, or is that all included? Makes me wonder now.
Depends how. I mean, obviously contracts are crazy in depth, so you probably get $10 million. It's like, for 2 months you're gonna be doing this and that,
answering the same stupid questions.
Yeah. And people
like over and over again.
This is tough.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, really?
Your bank account has like 7 zeros.
Yeah.
I'd get over it. We were watching that thing about Britney.
You're talking for 2 hours.
Yeah, about yourself.
Yeah, twice a week.
Yeah. I mean, I could see it getting less exciting.
Yeah, like you get numb to it. But
yeah.
Also, that's your way of living.
Yeah,
that's kind of nice.
Yeah, like that's like you're not sweating.
You're
not getting blisters on your hands. You're not hurting your body.
Yeah.
You're just talking about, and you're literally probably repeating stuff they tell you to say. Like you're like, oh yeah, making this film was the best experience of my life.
I always think for late night shows, talk shows, if they have the questions, if they have everything picked out and like tell them ahead of time.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Because they'll have a story. They're like, oh, so we heard. Yeah. And then they're like, oh, yeah. And they tell them the story. And I'm like, oh, did they have that planned out that they had a story? So I'm like, that's so fake.
It's just, well, I don't
It's
think
not
they
genuine at all.
It's not really an interview. It's not like they're like hitting like hard hitting questions. Like,
No.
no one's ever. Has anyone ever been exposed on like late night TV with like a real question, like ever?
I don't know.
I don't think.
Oprah.
Even on like those type of shows, they never really like, you know. I mean, think about it.
Well,
Tom Cruise went on Oprah,
Yeah,
jumped on a
jumped in.
couch, said he loved Katie Holmes. Everybody was like, "Oh my god!" And then Katie Holmes came out. So it was like Oprah. Knew.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's like, oh, everybody's like, oh, but no, like this whole thing. Like,
I didn't know she came out.
Yeah, she came out, and that's when she did like the, like, do you love him? And she was just like, yeah, like all shy about him. You know, he was just jumping on the couch, like, seriously, dude. But, anyways,
Yeah. Well,
then she
late
dated
night
Jamie
shows.
Foxx for like 2 years, and nobody knew about it, which is pretty crazy.
When?
Yeah, Katie Holmes was dating Jamie Foxx until like I think like 6 months ago, and it was like on the low. Yeah, it didn't like come out until they like broke up.
The Scientology church
Well,
didn't
no,
know about
yeah,
it.
they knew. Well, it was that's why I don't know why it was such a secret.
Jamie Foxx might
But-
be killed.
I mean, but they were
Within
yeah,
the
they were
year.
like they said they would like go to parties like separate and then be at the party the whole night and then leave separate. Like just crazy. So it
yeah.
wasn't a public. It was never like actually public. Like me
Yeah.
saying it right now, I'd probably be sued for libel. But why would Jamie Foxx sue me unless he wants my copy of
There's
X-Men
no proof.
205? But,
As you lift it up to the
I
camera.
know everybody. Look, see, this is
Yeah.
X-Men 205. It's a standalone issue with Wolverine. It's called Wounded Wolf. This is my favorite issue of X-Men. I have like 4 copies of it. One signed by Chris Claremont, the writer. Art by Barry Windsor Smith. But moving on. You set me up for that.
I'm glad you gave him a shout out.
Mhm.
But yeah, Jamie Foxx and Katie Holmes. That's
Yeah, that
2
was
years.
the thing.
That's, wow. When,
I mean, it was
when
even
did they
longer than that.
divorce?
Well,
Tom Cruise and
her and Tom
Holmes.
Cruise, I don't know when they divorced.
it was fairly recent. Like,
no, it's been years now since they separated.
I mean, within the
But,
5 years.
I mean,
within 5 years.
no, because I think she left him before the daughter hit a certain age. Because at a certain age, I think something weird happens with the Scientology church. I'm just saying.
No.
What? Come at me. What are you gonna do? Come
no,
at
I'm
me?
just I was
Yeah.
wincing because just Scientology.
Yeah, there's a
and
whole
how
like
strict it
video
is.
about when Scientology actually became a church,
Yeah.
because then they became tax exempt, because you know a lot of the things in that church are finance based, like it's monetary. So then becoming tax exempt.
When you say video, do you mean the South Park episode?
No, I wish. No, there's a YouTube video when
Okay.
they had to go like to litigation for that to be recognized as a church. So
Wasn't it in the 60s or something?
that I'm not sure. I feel like it was in the 70s,
Okay.
80s. I don't know.
Around that.
But
Modern history.
yeah, I mean,
Sorry for all you Scientologists out there.
yeah,
Sorry, not sorry.
yeah. I didn't think I was your cup of tea, anyways. So Scientologists.
Me?
No, Scientologists.
Oh.
I'm like, we're actually their cup of tea, and
Yeah. But
yeah.
Jamie Foxx, I hope you make it out.
No, I mean, he it's over with now. I mean,
Now,
Pun used to tell me. Well, they were together for a minute now, because I remember Pun talking about
I
Jamie
s-
Foxx.
Mm.
Pun said, he said some news lady was talking about, she was at a party at Jamie Foxx's house, and he was in a hot tub naked, right? And so he gets out, and the lady was like, I just feel sorry for his girlfriend. I feel sorry. And Pun would tell me
for
that story.
who?
She said when Jamie Foxx got out the hot tub
Yeah.
naked, obviously he
Wow.
was naked.
Yeah.
And and the lady saw him and was like, I feel sorry for his girlfriend.
That's
and
funny.
Pun would tell me that story like all the time, and it was always funny. It was just like that's the type of stuff he loved. He was like, that's awesome. Oh man.
So I was really wrong. Katie Holmes and Tom Cruise were only married from 2006 to 2012.
Right. So like
For some reason I thought they divorced in like 2016. Wow.
And she's been with Jamie Foxx. Look at her
Yeah,
and Jamie Foxx.
I did look that up.
Mm.
2013 to 2019.
See what I'm saying?
I always thought her and Tom Cruise were together longer because people would be like, man, she hasn't been the same since
But
Scientology.
she did the dip. Like that little girl was going to be a certain age, and that meant something with that
Yeah.
church. And she like literally like it was like some like she like did the dip. Like he wasn't home, and she like skated out. Like it wasn't like, honey, I'm leaving.
Huh.
It was like, no, I left. She left, and then it was like, yeah, I'm gone. Yeah, yeah.
How many kids did they have together?
Just the one.
Oh.
Who's probably like, no,
Probably
she's a
14,
teenager now.
15,
Yeah, she's a
yeah.
teenager. Wow. I mean, he has the 2 kids with Nicole Kidman.
Oh,
They're adults now.
yeah.
Yeah.
They were man.
So, Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
Does his own stunts though.
he does.
I mean, he hangs from
And
planes
he's old.
and he runs in every movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate him. He's weird.
Speaking of, yeah, he is.
Yeah, he needs to do a Marvel movie. Yeah. Who would you cast Tom Cruise as?
Iron Man. I'm kidding.
He'd be like, I want a real suit.
Yeah.
He'd be like, I want a real suit. No.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I want to fly. They'd be like, fuck, Tom. He'd be like,
come on, man.
he'd be like $10 million.
And then Disney would make a jetpack or something.
He'd be like, no, this is a fully functioning Iron Man suit.
He was supposed to be Iron Man.
Really?
Before, like, the studios wanted him.
Wow.
And Jon Favreau was like, no, Robert Downey.
Yeah.
And that's why I said Iron Man.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, they wanted him.
I can't even picture that.
I can't think of superheroes on top of my head, so I can't say.
Yeah.
Who would you pick?
Like now that he's older? That's the thing. He's older now, so it's kind of limited who you can cast him as.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of old. You think he'd be a good Magneto?
No, because Fassbender's kind of the shit. Fassbender's really good.
Well, I don't know.
We'll come back to it. I really can't think. So
I'll think about. I'm actually really curious.
Yeah, I mean,
who would you cast Tom Cruise in?
Yeah,
in a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
But speaking of action movies,
oh good God,
this is the one. All right, I've been waiting. So every episode, I think we've mentioned somehow Fast and the Furious.
I know. Why is that?
And I don't know, because fun fact, I've only seen one Fast and the Furious movie, and it was the first one.
I've seen like 3 of them.
But I can talk about every one with people.
It's all the same. You
Yeah,
just escalate.
As
you move to the next one, you just escalate.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And that spaceship thing,
yeah,
I was right.
Shut up.
Because
you were not right. Shut up.
I saw on TikTok today, someone was like, I saw Fast 9, and they just showed like the big screen, and they're like, what is this? And it had the thing I was talking about, the shuttle, and they were in space. Flying.
Shut up, bud.
Earth was here. The shuttle was here. They're flying.
Who's flying?
It just showed the exterior shot of
Remember,
the spaceship.
people, they were just car thieves in the first one. They drove Honda Civics that were souped up with nitrous.
Yeah.
And now they're flying rocket ships. That's all rocket ships. Are rocket ships really a thing, or is it just rocket or a ship?
I don't know. We'll say
in
rocket
any
ship.
case,
they're flying rockets. They're flying space into space.
What the fuck?
So, and based on what I saw in the trailer, I'm guessing it was Tyrese and Ludacris.
Which would make sense.
And they're probably like,
that would make
yo, we're in space.
I know.
And Tyrese pulls out his phone and takes a picture.
Takes a picture
for the fame.
For the fame. Hey, we're a long way from South Central.
That's
like that type of shit.
And Dom's like calling him somehow from Earth. He's like, "How's the view up there?"
I know, satellite phone.
Yeah.
How's the view up there? Terrible, but that's probably exactly what happens.
Yeah,
exactly.
And now I need to see the movie.
I know, so terrible, but that's what happens. Wow, Dom.
Yeah, speaking of
what
Dom,
do you say about John Cena? He's Dom's brother.
Oh, yeah.
How she even deliver that line? How she with a straight face? He's Dom's brother. Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's so terrible. Terrible.
Speaking of Dom,
your cousin Dom?
No.
Oh, Dom.
Dom. I don't even know his name in
Vin
Fast
Diesel?
and Furious.
It's Dom.
But his last name, I don't know.
Toretto.
Toretto.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Vin Diesel in an interview said
what?
That a Dom solo movie
isn't
off the table.
Oh my god!
Whether that's a spin-off,
how do you spin off
a prequel?
How do you spin off a fucking franchise that you're the star of?
Yeah, I don't know.
No sense. It'd be like Rocky being like, a solo Rocky movie. Dude, the movie's called fucking Rocky. Yeah. Oh my god!
Yeah, he said that.
Oh my god!
And he was serious about it.
He must have a bad financial planner. Like I bet you he has money.
No, I think he loves it. He's like,
God.
Yeah, I'm Dom Toretto.
I'm Dom Toretto. He probably thinks he walks on the white beaters all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so terrible.
But I read prequel and I was like, how are you? Because I know Vin Diesel would want to be in it, star in it. How are you doing a prequel
I know.
of a movie from 2001?
I know. You're
And you're 50.
And drive a Honda Civic.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to like dumb down.
Yeah, he's
everything.
gonna be like, this is boring.
Yeah, but this is boring. Yeah, nothing's
Oh
boring.
no, they wouldn't dumb it down. They would escalate
They'd
it.
escalate it. And be
So
like,
they're
and
going
then-
to Mars,
Yeah.
but it's 1995.
I know.
And how you go from Mars to Paul Walker trying to bust you
I
in the
know.
first
That's
Fast
what
and
happened.
Furious?
He got so big that he had to
Yeah.
like, in front
Have
of
to
his
lay
name's
low.
not even really
Yeah,
Dom.
oh.
It's not really Dom. He's in witness protection. So he had to build his whole identity.
So
He's
in
got
this
that itch.
prequel, we would
Yeah.
have John Cena in it.
Yes.
Like, oh, they're really
Yes.
close as brothers.
Yeah.
But
Pulling,
Dom
like,
double
these-
crosses
yeah.
him.
The major heist they're pulling
Yeah.
together. Dom double crosses him. He has to go into hiding.
Yes,
That's how
changes
he
his
ends
name
up
to Dom
to
Toretto.
Dom Toretto.
Oh, okay. That actually doesn't sound too bad.
It is. That's how you pull off a 20-year in the making prequel.
Yeah, you're
Right
welcome,
folks.
Universal,
you said
or
you're
whoever
welcome.
makes it.
Whoever makes it, you're welcome. Get at us.
I think it is Universal.
And then at the end of it, when Dom's like moving into the house and he meets Letty, goes up in his room, he opens up a box, it's glowing and it's the key. It's the fucking Matrix for the Transformers.
Yeah.
He closes it.
What's the cube code?
It was the Matrix.
Okay.
It was the Matrix.
Yeah. Is this after the prequel? Is this
It's
in the
after,
prequel?
at the end of the prequel. That's the
Yeah.
post-credits
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the key.
He's like, yeah, that's what they stole. That's what they stole
from Mars.
That's what they stole from
No,
Mars.
they didn't go to. They went to an unknown planet, which
Yeah.
was Cybertron.
Yes, and they stole the Matrix.
Yes.
And then he double crossed his brother and took the
to
Matrix.
keep it, and he's like, "What is this thing?"
Mm.
And it's like shifting or
Yeah.
whatever.
What is this thing? 30 years later.
Yeah.
And that leads right into your
Yeah,
Fast
and
and
you-
Furious Transformers.
Yeah. You see,
Hey,
There-
if anything remotely like this even happens, we're suing and we'll win. We'll win. Get that money.
yeah, we'll try. That would be. This is how I just thought. So in the Fast and Furious Transformers movie, they're doing a heist, and Dom has to get a real quick getaway car, and he jumps in this pickup truck, and then he's like, "What's going on?" And it's Optimus
Yes.
or Bumblebee. You can do
Yeah.
a car, yeah,
Be Jazz.
Yeah.
Jazz was the only black Transformer.
yeah,
Just like Panther.
Clearly.
Panther was the only black Thundercat. They just
yeah.
would put an actor with her. Yeah.
Okay, here's this to go off of that. He wasn't even voiced by a black guy.
He wasn't.
No, I'm saying
Oh.
Piccolo in
Piccolo.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, he was the
we
black.
all know
he
he's
was,
black.
He was the black
but
dude. Yeah, Piccolo 100% was.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had
So
a
true.
do-rag.
Speaking of, he did have a do-rag. He did. Wow, and he trained Gohan, and that's why
Yeah.
Gohan was that dude.
Yep.
Sam just saying.
He
So
gave him
speaking
tough
of-
love.
What would you call that? Cultural appropriation? Or, I don't know, or just
Well-
race, period?
Well, Piccolo wasn't based on a black
I know,
guy or
but,
anything.
okay, but you know who was
Boris
based on
still-
an Asian guy? Who wasn't based on an Asian guy, but is not
Oh,
being
yeah.
played by an Asian?
So,
yeah.
who wasn't based
Okay.
on an Asian, but is now...
What is it? Fast fact, people. The second trailer for Snake Eyes dropped. And for those of you who don't know, Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe wasn't Asian. He was blonde hair, blue eyed American that got taken in by ninjas and taught the ninja way. And somehow, some way, who was it? Paramount?
Yeah.
Decided
Paramount.
to make a G.I. Joe movie. And in this age of basically people being culturally sensitive or cultural appropriation, politically correct, whatever, we're like, if a white person plays an Asian person, people get mad because they're like, why couldn't you just cast an Asian? For some reason, Paramount decided to make a white character that was a ninja cast an Asian to play a ninja, which would never ever never flies basically nowadays. Like if you do stuff like that, people automatically get offended, but for some reason they thought that was a good idea.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens
For the new G.I. Joe.
for the new G.I. Joe
Snake Eyes movie.
Yeah,
Which
because I'm just like,
I was thinking about it today, and I thought of it on both sides. I was like, did they cast an Asian person to play Snake Eyes because they thought it was the right thing to do,
right,
which would be messed up
right,
because he's a ninja. So they're like, oh, he's
yeah, he's a
Asian.
ninja, you gotta be Asian,
Yeah.
but that's
Or
wrong.
or did they be like, oh, it was the 80s and there's this white savior.
Oh, they were trying to
And-
avoid the white savior
and
trope.
they're like, yes, like, oh, there's this white guy. We adopted him into our culture. We
and he
made him a
became like
hero.
the best
Yeah.
ninja we had.
So I was like, which
Either
'Cause,
way.
yeah, either there's no
Yeah.
winning. So
Yeah,
I
so
don't know.
yeah, because I mean, never in the history of ever have I ever heard of them doing what they did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
you figure for what was that? Doctor Strange, the ancient one was
Oh,
an old Asian
yeah.
man.
They did. Kevin Feige said he regretted doing that,
That he
casting a white woman.
a young white woman as. I mean,
He said he regretted doing
did he
that.
say why he did it?
I think he said, what I remember, I'm paraphrasing. He wanted to avoid that
The
trope,
Mhm.
but then he was like, "Oh well, we should have still casted an
Yeah.
Asian
Yeah.
to like represent
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
culture."
I think in some.
So like he was like, in hindsight, like we were
yeah, you fucked up.
we were whitewashing.
Yeah, like I feel like in some instances, like the character is what it is.
Yeah.
Like there's an argument about James Bond being black, and I'm always like, could there be a black James Bond? And I'm always like, no. And people are like, what do you mean no? And I'm like, look, man, James Bond, the places he goes, the things that he does, you would notice that black
Yeah,
dude.
he wouldn't. He would
Like they'd be
stand
like,
out.
there's that dude I just saw at the casino, like in Monte Carlo. Like you would know that's the same dude. Like
Yeah.
it's not going to work.
Or it'd be
like-
like, some places you would not be welcome.
Yeah, it would just be like, what are you doing here? And that's just the way the world
Yeah.
is. Like when Chris wanted to be an air marshal,
Mm-hmm.
Chris was 6'2", 230, shredded, black dude, one of my best friends. And they were like, he's probably not gonna. We were like, he's probably not gonna get it because you see Chris, like you don't not
Mhm.
see him. Like he can't sit on an airplane and blend. You know what I mean? So James Bond could never be like some suave debonair brother or any person of color because people would notice him in this day and age.
Yeah.
Like
No,
100 years from
I
now,
get
when
what you're
everybody's some shade of brown, yeah, then you can pull it off. But right now, no. It's like the same thing when like people argue about a black Superman or a black Batman, or I'm just like, some characters
with if you do that with those characters, you have to
change the character.
you have
completely.
you have to
Yeah.
bring up the fact that like
Yeah.
I'm a minority fighting in this world that doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
accept me.
Yeah.
So that would change the
There
character,
was
and that
completely.
would bring an interesting perspective.
Like when they
So
were-
you should just make a new character.
Yeah, just make a new character. Like when they were
With
talking
that
about
perspective.
the Black Superman movie with Michael B. Jordan. Have we talked about this?
Yeah,
already?
I think that was like the first
Was
episode.
it? Yeah, that was one of the big things. Like, how are you going to tell Black Superman to hide his powers?
They should have just
in Kansas.
did a spinoff.
Like, well, no, it's not going to be Kal-El. It will be a different Superman.
Will it? Okay.
Yeah, because hell, Julius, I grew up in Shark Tears. If I had superpowers and they told me I had them,
Yeah.
please, I'd throw somebody through a wall.
Yeah.
So-
What'd you call me?
What'd you say?
Dead.
Shh.
Not dead. Not dead.
Yeah,
but
but
hurts.
Hands broken, face
Yeah.
mangled. So yeah, it's just a whole changes the character completely. Remember, was that you or your Uncle Doug that had the idea about the Black Batman?
That was Uncle Chet.
Was it Uncle Chet? He was descended
Yeah.
from like slaves that the Waynes held.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like I think he said the Wayne family was owed money.
Yeah.
And they had slaves, and they
slaves.
ended up adopting.
Nah,
I
a little
thought-
bang bang with the slave.
Is that what
like
he
Thomas
said?
Jefferson
Okay.
style. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
So this
so-
kid was technically had Wayne blood in him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I swear he like ended up getting the name because how else would he have the money?
Mm.
The
Okay.
Wayne money.
Okay. All right. And I don't remember that part. I could have sworn we did a whole
But-
thing where like he wasn't he was a Wayne like
Wait.
biologically, but he
Is
kind of
that I don't remember that.
I don't know.
Either I mean that would be interesting too, but it would
Yeah.
be how would he get the money? How would he get the Wayne money?
Well, I mean,
He wouldn't be accepted.
yeah.
Like you probably wouldn't even know he was a descendant of the
The
Wayne
Waynes,
family
yeah.
because there'd been.
unless he went and found on his own and did some.
But would
like,
they accept?
Well, would the Waynes accept? There's only
I know-
one Wayne to accept.
I
him.
know, but an old money family that's like, oh, this looks bad on
This
our
looks
part.
bad on our-
This
yeah.
didn't happen.
Well, we figure if he
Brush it
shows
under
up
the
and all
rug.
that's left is Bruce, that's a different conversation. But you
Mhm.
know that's one of my only pet peeves with Batman
What?
is Bruce Wayne's parents die and basically they leave him in the care of his butler.
Yeah.
What the hell? What are you talking
Yeah.
about? Like, what do you mean? Like,
It,
and
yeah,
then
that made sense in the 30s.
yeah, like
when
his
he was
brother's gonna
created.
raise him. What? And then they introduced Batwoman and she's his cousin. So I'm like, oh, so he did
Oh,
have
he
other
did.
family.
Oh, yeah.
So why didn't he go with his family?
that doesn't
Like,
make any
it
sense.
makes no sense at all.
No.
Like you wouldn't just be like, oh yeah, here's this person that's on payroll, that's his conservator. Can we segue real quick?
Okay.
Britney Spears, in her conservatorship. Apparently she's in court trying to get her conservatorship ended, which I've been saying it's been since I think 2008 when they appointed her. They basically appointed her father to be her father.
Yeah,
is what they did. No, it is. It's literally like a court-appointed guardian. Yeah. So they were like, you're her dad. Okay, you're her dad. I need you to keep being her dad. Like, and that's basically what they did. It'd be basically like you're 21 years old, and now I have to treat you like you're 12. So like you have to do what I say. Here's your allowance. Like, and it's crazy. Like I guess apparently it's uncommon for someone her age to have that, which makes me. That's why me and your mom were watching those videos the other night, because I'm like, how bad was she for them to do that?
Yeah.
Like how bad mentally? Like was she like? Because my whole point is like you gave her a conservator. So, what was the option if she didn't agree to that? Was it go to an asylum? Like what were they gonna do if she didn't accept that? Like if the court were like, this is what's gonna happen, Brittany. Like so, if you don't do that, then
we're also seeing it from a bystander point of view, like viewing a celebrity. So we really like she could be even crazier.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like she snapped out publicly, so who knows what she looked like at home?
Yeah, or what she was doing and stuff.
So I mean, and for them to actually do that, they wouldn't just do that. The court wouldn't just be like, "Oh, okay, she shaved her head to think she's crazy." No, there had to be real stuff put on the table for them to do that. For them to say that she's unable to take care of herself. That's what they're saying. Yeah.
So what is she trying to do now?
Get it ended. To basically finally be an adult.
Yeah.
And my whole thing is like, I mean, I'm sure they're going to argue like the reasons why she's still not ready. So
I mean, we don't know.
We don't know. So. I mean, but I don't know, man. I mean, I know I've seen people medicated and I've seen people off their meds, and yeah, they're different people. So I don't know if she needs it and he's just a dick. So maybe she just needs a new conservator, or maybe the whole thing is hyped up and she can go ahead and be on her own.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's just wild that it's been since 2008.
Yeah. That's I remember being a kid and people, crazy. Like adults being like, Britney Spears, oh my gosh, she's going crazy. Like, and seeing magazine covers with her on the road, shaving her, like,
she's
with her head
just
shaved.
Now, what, is she 40?
Maybe. She might have just turned it. She was
young. She wasn't 30 yet. She was wilding out, and the pressure. Like I mean,
being a pop star at 17.
And like mega star. Yeah. Like, but I hate when people talk about me now. So I couldn't imagine being famous and people just talking shit all day, every day. Like, but that's what we do. We build people up, and then we want to. Please say she's 38 at least.
Is 30.
Britney Spears is 30 right now.
9.
Buddy.
Wait.
Britney Spears is not 30.
No. That's
okay.
I'm sorry. That.
Yeah, because I was like 25.
Jamie Lynn Spears popped up.
Oh, she's 30.
I was like,
then there's her.
She's 39.
Britney
Spears is 39.
So Jamie's what?
That scared me.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Sorry.
Like, I remember working at the warehouse, and she did her Rolling Stone cover, and like all the guys I work with were like, she's gonna be 18 in like 6 months, and I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, like that's terrible.
Hit me, baby, one more time. Changed everything. Her second
iconic.
Video. Her second video.
Which one?
The one when she's on a swing, and I'm gonna say this, and you're gonna get mad, but her
okay.
nipple,
she's 18, so at this time, so just before you say anything.
Well, because they were saying that she got a boob job and all this stuff. But anyways, I think her second or her third video was directed by a porn star. I know it was directed by a porn star, but I'm not sure if it was the second or the third video. His last name is Hightower, because that's a hell of a porn name. And he directs music videos, and he does porn. But
making money.
And he directed a Britney Spears video. Like, how do you pull that off?
Hollywood, baby.
Yeah. Usher, baby.
So
go ahead.
There's an inside joke with us.
Yeah.
Usher, the singer.
Yeah.
What do we even? How do we even start it?
I don't even know. Oh, it's always in a scenario when you got to take your shirt off. Yeah. It's a whole thing.
So he has a song. I don't even know what song, but he says she said she want to take her skirt off.
Be my
guest.
And
he says, be my guest. And then he says, so I decided to take my shirt off, show off my chest. That's what he says.
That's what he says
in the song.
So basically, any scenario
You
that
have to
involve
take
the
your
shirt
off.
coming off. We say that.
Yeah.
And then Julius will go, Usher, baby.
Because Usher always says, Usher, baby.
So the goal is to get that, like, I don't know what.
Just whenever you hear baby or like say Usher, baby.
Usher, baby.
And then
yeah,
you gotta take your shirt off.
Yeah.
She said she wanted to take my shirt out.
Yep. Oh. We were sitting on the beach. Usher, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says in like every other
does.
song.
There was like a period of time, like, yeah, that was like his thing. Usher, baby. It's just funny. Oh, it's just so funny. Yeah. Hey, I got in the ocean. Your sister was like, Dad, you got in the ocean with your shirt off. And what did I say? I said, Deja, if I'm gonna let the beast out, I'm not fucking wearing my shirt in the water. It's fucking weak. Well, if I'm getting in, I'm getting in. Belly out.
To be fair, we haven't seen you swim since 20.
Yeah, because I generally don't swim. But that was the ocean, you know, like remember when we were in California, we went to the beach with Josh. I swam then.
Yeah, that was 2009.
Yeah, so I'm just saying.
So last time we went to Ocean City, 2012.
I got in the ocean.
Yes,
so
that
it's
was
the
last
ocean.
time I saw.
I don't fuck with pools. I guess pools don't move me, but when I see the ocean, I literally what I say. I probably said some stuff when I was drunk.
Yeah,
like,
you did. You were like,
"This is where life."
It was
began.
that night. It was the first night.
Oh, God.
And we were walking. Yeah. It was me and you, and you're like, "Oh, let me." No, it was the second night. It was the second night. You look, let me stop you. Let me stop you. I had a couple drinks. Look out there. How can't you not be humbled looking at that big bass? And you, sir, I don't even know what else you said, but it was just. It was dark and you could not see anything. Yeah, there was no dark. Water.
Meanwhile, he got me out there taking pictures of him. So whatever that, you got me like, here, Dad, take a picture of me.
I need some pictures.
They were good pictures though. They came out pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean it's the ocean. I mean, depending on what you believe, that's where life began. So yeah, when I am near the ocean, I guess I do have to get in it, and I felt 100 times better afterwards. Like I was like, man, life is not nothing. Like life is good. I'm in the ocean. Just saying. But for those of you who know, I like to work out, and I've been bulking for 20 years. I've been on this bulk cycle. Ever since Tracy was pregnant with Julius, I've been bulking. You know, I was 192 pounds when my son was born. And, you know, now I'm, you know, sometimes I'm closer to 300. Sometimes I'm closer to 250. But I'm just saying, I've been bulking for 20-some years. So I told my kids for the 100th time that I'm about to get back in shape, and I'm about to lean out. And they both make this face. Like they're doubting me. So now
because you said it.
I said it.
You said it since Big Sean and Ariana Grande were dating. I remember that.
Did I really?
For some reason, you saw a video and you're like, "That's gonna be me on the beach" or something. Something.
I was like, "I'm never going to the beach." I'm never going to beach.
And I'm like,
"Oh my gosh."
Okay.
Okay. Well, so look, the quote deals Dave Moore, who was quoting Eric Dickerson.
You just snorted.
I did snort on the mic. Sorry. I was about to say something deep. Oh,
it was Dave.
The quote deals Dave Moore, who was quoting Eric Dickerson, NFL rusher, 2,000 yards in one season. Some people might say I've lost a step, but it's a step most people never had. Okay, so I will be back.
That's a good quote.
I got goals. I'll be back. I'm thinking 210 by October 14th. Yeah.
October
of 2021. Yeah, that's like 3 months.
How many pounds?
That's like 40 pounds.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is a lot, huh?
Yes.
Is that realistic?
It's the Long Island's talking.
It is. I was literally thinking like, man, buddy, the things I've caught myself from saying, I'm like, these Long Islands, oh my gosh.
The poison. Sweet poison.
Sweet poison. Like poison. Sweet
oxymoron.
Sweet poison. Like a woman. Like sweet poison.
That sounds like something a pirate would say.
I know.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Some old, old salty dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like your pap, he'd say something like that. Oh. Good gosh.
Do you want to talk about Loki really fast?
Yeah, we should talk about Loki quickly.
Before this podcast, I meant to do it. I meant to rewatch the last 10 minutes of it because I'm pretty sure. So I watched it last night and I was really tired. Okay. Like I was really tired, so I was like kind of falling asleep. But the last 10 minutes, I was like, "Oh, this is all one shot."
Oh wow!
Maybe not the last 10 minutes, but at least that last scene.
Yeah.
If you watch Loki, the new Marvel show
on Disney Plus. Yeah.
You might want to skip 10 minutes if you don't watch Marvel. But the episode 3 just aired, and the last 5 minutes of it, at least that last scene, it was all made to look like one shot.
You're right. No, I'm thinking about it. You're right.
And it worked really well. But what do you think of the show so far in the episode?
I mean, to quote my friend Ryan Lucian, who are we to doubt anything Marvel does?
I'm not. I have no doubts right now.
I mean, I'm really happy with the show.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that they're setting up big things. I mean, we're going to walk away from the show like, I just think the stage will be set for the next phase. I like it. I have no idea what's going to happen, which is I'm always a fan of that though. I like not knowing, like being able just to predict it, like
something's gonna like it's gonna turn on up.
Yeah, well, there are theories.
Down,
there
like,
are theories about like what actually just happened. I don't believe the theories.
What are the theories?
People are thinking that that somebody is enchanted right now. Maybe it's him, maybe it's her, but that whole scenario is kind of playing out in their head. Like when he stopped that pillar.
That would suck. That would be some Matrix stuff. When he stopped that pillar. And then, I was wondering. Right, I was like, what powers?
I was like, that's not in his skill set. So some people are saying that he enchanted her when she touched him because he said, oh, she's using enchantments. And then he said something else. But then when he talked to her, he's like, well, how do you do it?
Yeah, but remember when she touched him, he's like, that won't work on me. My mind's not weak.
Mind's stronger. But some people were thinking that when she did that, she actually enchanted him, and that's when it started. You know, like him saying, what are you doing, was the beginning of the enchantment.
Dang, I hope not.
Because remember when she said, like, some people she can just control, and then some people she kind of has to share.
Yeah.
This, so I don't know. I hope not either.
I was wondering, too, when he moved that building. I was like, what? Because
I've never seen him do
what power is that?
Yeah, he can move stuff. No, I guess we've never seen him move anything. No. It's all illusions. He's all illusions and like teleporting. Yeah,
he can't do that.
Well, we'll see. Because he definitely stopped it and put it back.
I was like, that's some Doctor Strange.
That's some time stuff, like rewinding time.
Yeah.
So making the scenario fit how he wants it to fit. So we'll see. I will say I like her as a character.
Yeah.
I like their interaction on the train, like when they were flirting with each other. I'm like, is that creepy that you're like hitting on a version of yourself?
I was like, is that
like, I mean,
are you like, you're a real narcissist?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like you would either, like, if you met a female version of yourself, you would either love it or
I guess
hate
you would.
You either love it or you would hate it.
Because it's you.
It's you. So you would either see everything you don't like about yourself, or you would be like, yeah, I'm all about this. Yeah. So I guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense. I mean,
I thought this last episode was decent.
I liked it.
Like, I don't know. It's just like, it was the shortest episode, and I was just like, all right, like,
I felt
come on.
I felt like
there was like a mission, mission objective type scenario.
Definitely getting from point A to point B.
Yeah, and
it involve a train or
chase, and it felt like that feels forced to me.
Which might be the scenario
to fill up time.
Maybe he put her in that scenario.
Yeah,
but my thing was, I felt like something has to be going on because I don't feel like Loki would do the stuff he was doing. Like, I don't think he would get drunk on a train.
No.
Like, he's too smart for that. So I feel like he was doing that stuff
for something.
For a reason. Because he wouldn't just get drunk. I mean, this is like life or death. Like, if we don't get out of here, we're going to die.
Mm-hmm. He wouldn't. You know, like, I've never seen him drink in a Marvel thing.
He needs a master manipulator. So why would he, like, blow up his own spot? Like, even when, like...
And break the
he wouldn't break that.
Transport
it wouldn't
thing.
happen. Like, it wasn't on him. To break. Like, so I don't know. So we'll see. But I'm enjoying it. I really am. I finally started watching Bad Batch, and I'm caught up. And to my Star Wars fans, it's worth watching. But I will again say, you should probably watch Clone Wars and Rebels. So good luck.
At least Clone Wars.
At least Clone Wars, yeah.
You have to watch Clone Wars.
Yeah, because Bad Batch has been a pleasant surprise. I told you I'm smacking. Yeah, I caught that one. I actually heard that one. So sorry, folks, for smacking.
Yeah, I see a peak on the meter.
Did you? I found another closeted Star Wars fan. Look, people, if you're a geek in 2021.
It's okay.
It's okay. Just come out the closet. Like, you don't have to pull me aside and be like, hey man, hey, so I hear you like Star Wars, or hey, so you going to Comic-Con? Like
everyone.
Yeah.
It's more of a surprise if you've never seen a Star Wars movie or a Marvel movie than watching it.
So it's okay. Like, I mean, there's levels to this shit. You don't have to be full-blown geek, but you can admit that you like Star Wars. It's okay. Because I was working with Woodrow, and I've been working with Wood off and on since what? November, October, August of last year?
August of 2020.
And last week, all of a sudden, guess who loves Star Wars? Guess who just finally comes out and just tells me he loves Star Wars? Because he had told me a story last summer about having like one of the original C-3PO toys and selling it for like $50 a few years ago and just kicking himself for it. And I just was like, oh yeah, that's messed up, but we all do dumb stuff like that with our collectibles. And that was all I thought. And then when I mentioned that we were going to Comic-Con, he kind of just like, I don't think he can contain himself anymore, and came out. So yeah, he's a closet. And I told him, I said, I'm putting you on blast. The world needs to know. Yeah. I'm just, hey, just let it out, people. Let it out. It's okay. So yeah.
Yeah, so if you are a nerd secretly, you can come to us. We'll help you through this transition. Yeah.
We'll get you on a workout program. We'll get you a reading list and a workout program. You'll find balance. Balance in the force. It'll all work out.
Yep. Rick and Morty season 5.
Yes.
Episode 1 aired last week.
Yeah. Very happy with that. What'd you think?
So I came in late. You started the episode, and I started at 10. I watched the last 15 minutes of it.
Lord forbid. Lord forbid.
So I don't know the first. I didn't know the setup.
You didn't watch it? You didn't start watching it?
I don't have time. I didn't have time.
Busy man. Busy man.
I am, but what I saw, I was like, man, it was funny, and it was classic Rick and Morty. It just, things escalate, and you're like, where is this going? And it all ends like tied up neatly in a bow somehow after just going up and up.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. That's like every episode. It's just like, man, this is what is going, as you're laughing, you're like, this is so crazy right now. Yeah. And then it gets so crazy. You're like, how can they come back from this? And then boom, and episode ends. You're like, oh, it's normal.
Yeah. Hey, dude.
So creative. It's a very creative show.
Oh yeah, I love Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see that they hit the ground running. You know.
Yeah.
Because when a show becomes that popular and it's built on being smart and funny, you worry about it.
That's why I was nervous, like, because season 3 it really blew. Like,
that's
when season 3 ended, or maybe season 2 ended. When season 2 ended, it blew up, and season 3 was even bigger.
Yeah.
And we had like that long gap, like 2 years until season 4, and we're like, is it gonna hold up?
Yeah,
I think it held up.
I think it did.
Now we're on season 5.
Yeah.
And the producer, I saw a little graphic, and the producer of Rick and Morty said something about like, oh yeah, movie, it's a possibility.
6 seasons in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah.
He's still trying to get 6 seasons.
I mean, if a Rick and Morty movie were to come out like right now, or even next year, like within the next 4 years, it would make decent money. It wouldn't be it would make like South Park movie numbers.
Which I saw that movie in the theaters.
It would make $100 million.
Oh yeah, they definitely make some money.
Yeah.
But I think it would have the same problem that South Park had. The movie was so funny. Me and your mom went to see that. We went to see it on one of our first dates, and I'll tell you straight up, I laughed nonstop for the first 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I just couldn't laugh anymore.
Because, you're just done.
It was just like, it was still funny. It was still smart, but you're just like, how's funny?
Yeah.
You just can't laugh anymore. Like, and I feel like if Rick and Morty had a movie, that's what it would be like. You'd be like,
well, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, you'd be like, okay, this
especially
is cool.
With their humor. Like, not to be that guy, like, their humor.
But
like
it would wear you out.
But you'd be like, well, like,
yeah,
it would just be bam, 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 bam. Like,
so much.
Yeah.
I'd go see it, for sure.
Yeah.
But
I think it will make some decent money, because this might sound random, but the Demon Slayer movie came to America.
Yeah.
And I'm looking now, it made $47 million in America for an anime movie, which doesn't probably never happen.
I'm glad you said that, because I have a question from a fan for you.
A fan?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Our number one fan.
Okay.
Anthony Conrad.
Shout out.
Let me find a question. he just finished season 4 of Castlevania, so he's all caught
Oh,
up. And he would like to know your thoughts.
Sorry, Anthony. I'm on season 3 of Castlevania.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. Bro.
I'm sorry. My friends though have watched Castlevania and finished it, and they love the show. But
how are you feeling about it right now?
Oh, I love seasons 1 and 2.
Mm.
Animation is great. Some of the best. It's not even
Is that Powerhouse?
Japanese. No, yeah, it's Powerhouse.
That's who's doing He-Man.
Yep, yeah.
Wow.
I think that's like Korean or something.
Maybe.
But yeah, a lot of like Japanese is Japan studios are real like what's it called, like separated, like they don't like a lot of, I guess, outsiders in.
Oh.
So that's why a lot of work goes to Korea, like Avatar
Really?
and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, because they're more willing to work with
Outsiders.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't want to say outsider, but like other like people that aren't in Korea, I guess.
Wow.
But so I think it's Korean Powerhouse. But Castlevania 1 and 2, it was really good. Like 1 was like a good setup, like arc. It was 4 episodes, I think.
Yeah, no, that's
Setting
Warren Ellis,
up.
right? Warren Ellis
Yeah,
is right now.
Warren Ellis is a comic book writer.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and season 2,
Authority,
it really got
Planetary.
into it. Season 2, yeah, it was like, it was good. It feels like a comic book adaptation in a good way. Like,
Yeah, no,
you're like,
Warren
yeah,
Ellis,
this could,
he's the
I could,
truth.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, this would be an issue,
Yeah.
or this would be 2 issues. Season 3, I got a couple episodes in. I took a break, but
Yeah, you're watching a lot of stuff.
yeah, I might go back to that because Lost. It all comes back to Lost.
Yes, it does.
I've been
Oh,
watching it.
You gotta
Trying
shout out
a day.
Sim.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Sims.
Simony Cricket.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Um,
She's passed us up on Lost.
yeah.
She's probably done by now.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, she started watching Lost after
Because of
we
the podcast, yeah.
talked about it.
And then she just went
Yeah,
all the way in.
I'm only on. I am terrible at watching shows. I only watch an episode a day.
But
I'm only on season 3.
She listened to the first episode when we talked about Lost, and by the time she DM'd me, she was on season 2.
Yeah.
So it was like she probably crushed a season and a half in
Yeah,
a week.
probably.
Yeah, she went.
I mean, it's a show
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah, it's worth doing. Yeah. On a side note, we're talking about Warren Ellis, and this
Yeah.
goes back to G.I. Joe, and it goes back to Snake Eyes.
Full circle.
Yeah. Warren Ellis did a G.I. Joe cartoon probably 10 years ago called G.I. Joe Resolute. And if you're a G.I. Joe
I
fan,
remember that.
go on YouTube and look up the G.I. Joe Resolute fight with Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. Whew. Yeah. Just watch that.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
I remember watching that as a kid.
Yeah.
I was like, "Whoa, this is like."
Yeah, Matt Sergi put me on to that because he was like, "Yo, there's a G.I. Joe cartoon." He said it starts out with Major Blood shot dead on the steps of like the Capitol. I was like, "What?" I was like, "What are you talking about? They don't even use guns; they use blasters."
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like, it's G.I. Joe
And they never
with,
hit
with
people.
real
They
sticks.
miss.
Yeah, they never hit anybody unless it's like one of the good guys. Good guys
Yeah.
don't miss. Yeah, so I think that's it. I don't have any notes though myself.
Yeah, I got through everything.
Yeah, we touched on everything we wanted to touch on. Don't forget to check out my brother Doug's podcast, Rando Ish. Him and his co-host Nick, dropping podcasts weekly. Apparently, there's been some miscommunication with some of our fans on when we upload new episodes.
What?
And on what platforms. You heard your grandmother today. People didn't know that we were putting out new stuff. So I don't know.
Okay.
One more time.
If you are on a podcast,
Get them, buddy.
if you're okay, if you subscribe or whatever it is on a podcast, every time an episode comes out, it pops up on your app. You just have to open the app. You open the app, and it shows a new.
Right now.
It shows a new episode. But it's every Sunday. The new episode's out every Sunday.
Yeah.
But yeah, just open the app on a Sunday. By 7:00 at the latest, it'll be up.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah. So sorry.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah,
It's all good.
every Sunday.
Yeah. But I think that's it. This is the part of the show where we say that's it for about
Yeah.
15 minutes.
I will say, check out Tyler the Creator's new album. Doja Cat also came out with a new album.
Doja Cat.
Yeah.
I don't know about Doja Cat.
You've heard.
I know who she is, but
I don't know either. I haven't listened to that album yet, but I listened to all of Tyler the Creator's album.
How was it?
It was solid. It was not his best, but I'm sure people are gonna hate on it. But it's like he's back to rapping.
Okay.
Because last album
he made the earthquake.
Yeah, last album he wasn't really rapping. He's back to rapping, so I think he really like refined some stuff. Because last time he was like legit rapping.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like how he is now was like 2015.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah,
because like he had
he's had a
Flower
crazy,
Boy in 2017. Which was his Flower Boy was his transition, and Igor in 2019 was like his peak. Yeah, in my opinion.
And Potato Salad.
That wasn't on the album.
That wasn't.
That was just him and A$AP Rocky said they're gonna make an album, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, Potato Salad was dope,
it's Tyler the Creator, Potato Salad, good song. But yeah, it's like he refined his skills and like went back to his old sound, in my opinion. Yeah. So it's up to you if you like it or not. Because I like his newer stuff, but I like this too. There's some songs I'm like, rapping. Yeah.
Hey, I was with Pooh and Wood doing a little side job the other day. And, I don't know if you know, but every side job with them starts with us talking for like 45 minutes, just sitting there bullshitting. And we started talking about hip hop. And Pooh started quoting verses, like lyrics from his older brother from like the 90s. And I knew his older brother used to rap, but it was like, terrible story. Did I tell you about when I was a freshman and he made me rap with him in front of the whole school?
No.
Yeah. Your Aunt Sarah loves this story.
This sounds terrible.
It's terrible. I'm not going to tell that story right now, but yeah, picture, chubby me.
Oh, it was chubby you?
It was chubby me. Like, it was like transitional me. Like, I was still chubby. Hadn't had my swag yet. Still Matt Bryant, right? So, I hadn't come into like Super Saiyan mode yet. So, hey, he said to me, his name was Eddie. He said, "Hey, you trying to rhyme with me?" No, he said, "You trying to rap with me?" And it was near, I swear to you, bud, it was near Christmas. I'm telling you. And I thought he meant like rap packages. I was like walking by him in the hallway. He was like a senior and I was like a freshman. And I was like, yeah, sure. So apparently he had asked like a bunch of people like Kevin and Stevie and all these dudes. And they all said, yeah. Well, then it came time. And he said they all backed out. So I see him one day and he's like, "Matt, I got that rhyme for you." And I was like, "What rhyme?" He's like, "You said you said you were going to rhyme with me at the pep assembly." And I'm like, "What?" Like, so he gives me this fucking page and it's a rap. And now I'm a nervous wreck. I'm like, oh my gosh, like tomorrow's a pep assembly. I'm a freshman. I have to do this in front of the whole school and no one knows. And I remember like sitting there and Josh being like, "You okay, Matthew?" And I'm like, "No. I'm not okay." Like, he's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Nothing." And it's like one of those things you try to like, I'm trying to like will it. Like, this isn't going to happen. He's not going to ask me to come down there and rap. I'm just going to sit here. This isn't going to happen. Something's going to happen where this doesn't happen. And sure enough,
it happened. Like
Mr. Stoltz called him out and then he called me out and I had to like walk down there. And buddy, I had the paper in my hands. I was like, I'm going to read. And he was beatboxing. So like, I'm reading this thing and he's beatboxing.
Was it?
It wasn't bad. It was the Buccaneer rap, but his version. And Sarah, like, Sarah thinks it's like the funniest thing ever. But and it was. But anyways, long story short.
You're done with the story.
Long story long. Now, the whole point of the story was that Pooh started rapping some of Eddie's old lyrics, and they were like the truth. Like, I wish I could remember them. He said this thing about think, thank, thunk, and sweeter than a cookie from Dunkin' Donuts. It was just like kilted. And I was like, and it was just like, so that got us into just talking about how rap is now as opposed to what it was. And I was saying how like, because people who were aspiring to be rappers when I was a teenager were being influenced by like KRS-One and Rakim. Yeah. And these guys were lyricists. They were MCs. Mm-hmm. So, and that's the generation that led to people like Nas and Biggie and Jay-Z. So somewhere along the line, things got all mixed up, and now you just have like these idiots. But then you have those pockets of like genius, like J. Cole, and even I like Tyler the Creator.
J. Cole's not new. That was 10 years ago.
He's not new, but so I don't know. Who like it? Well, the baby,
Lil Baby and the baby. They can.
I like the baby because he just spits, and I like what
Lil
he says.
Baby can spit too.
I don't know any of Lil Baby songs.
I'll play you some after.
I feel like I think I might have one on my phone, but
I'll play you some after this.
So, like, you played Bop for me with the baby, and I was like, this song's good.
Yeah.
And that made me listen to other songs. But remember, we were in Ocean City listening to the radio, and I
Yeah.
think 3 songs came on, and one of them was good. And I was like, this is on the radio right now.
I
Like,
know.
one good
Well,
song.
the
and, like,
radio plays bad
like,
music
just
in general.
garbage. I do like that Levitate song, though.
Yeah, that's a summer song.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But
You shut down?
no, I was just
Yeah, that's a summer song.
yeah,
For sure.
wrapping
For
up.
sure. Yeah, wrapping
20
up.
minutes.
Wrapping up. So, yeah, that's it. I think I'm good. It's good to be back.
Yeah, it is.
Sun and Pops. Maybe we should start thinking about having another guest on because apparently.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
had one in mind.
You do. We'll have to talk about this after the show.
Yeah.
Interesting. I
But-
don't
Okay.
have anyone in mind. I have someone who I know wants to be on.
Yeah. No names.
No names, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But
We'll
if
work
you
it out.
want to be on, reach out to us. We'll
Yeah.
try. We'll try and fit you in.
Yeah. I
That
I
another story.
No, I have another. I do have one person in mind, but it's a very specific episode. He already said he wants to come on for a very specific type of episode.
Yep.
So yeah.
Okay.
Sun and Pops Culture.
Episode 6.
Back in business, baby.
Thanks for listening. Have a good weekend or week.
Yeah.
Till next time.
Peace.